Thank you very much. I am now joined by Keaton Chase, another member of the Helix Highlanders. It's the Highlanders or the Scotties? Which you guys call yourself for the baseball team?
Going Highlanders here.
Going Highlanders, very nice. He is currently on the disabled list, but at the same time finds a way to be one of the most active members on this team. You do a little bit of throwing the batting practice, just being a general mental, you're almost kind of a coach slash player this year. So let's start with that. Just take us into this season for the team, because you guys, in the championship game last year, and you come up just short. What has it been like to maintain that level, though? Because you guys are back in that top 2 or 3 teams every single week all season.
I'd have to say it started in August when we've been in the weight room every day grinding, and then we're out here every day too. We're just taking that same aspects of what we had last year and even adding a little bit more intensity, because we really want to come home with that CIF title this year.
Is it something that you guys have moved on from, or is it still that burning, like that's what gets us going every time we walk into it, is the, ooh, we have that taste in our mouth from last year?
Definitely still have that taste in our mouth, especially I do too, because that was the last game I got to throw before I got hurt. And then also we've lost to Eastlake our last 5 times or whatever it is, so that also stings too, and we want to come out on Saturday and get a dub, hopefully.
So it's definitely, the rivalry is there, but it's an appropriate rivalry, because on the flip side, they have the same kind of D1 talent that you guys have, and let's address that. You are part of that Division I talent. You're going to be taking your game over to Oregon, or I guess up to Oregon from where we're currently sitting right now. Talk about getting that offer, because basically nobody watching this show has gotten an offer to play baseball in the Pac-12.
Basically, it started when I went into that North-South showcase that Coach Holland put me in. And after that, I had a few offers, and I weighed them all in, and Oregon was the best fit for me, especially with the coaching staff, because I just feel like they have my back in all aspects of it.
Now, you got teammates that are going to literally be playing against you as soon as next year with Stanford. You got other guys from all over San Diego who you've probably played travel with or against or all that, moving on to play in the Pac. What kind of a mentality does that play when you're kind of like, hey, we're going to be teammates for maybe 2.5 more months, and then you are my sworn enemy over at Stanford? Is that kind of fun?
Yeah, it is. Just I told him straight up, I'm going to go right after you, no matter what. So he knows that. He's my boy. He's talking about Frenchie and all my other guys in the Pac-12. I have Matthew Richardson at Utah, Deshaun Kersey at Utah, then Jack Stronick at UCLA. And I also got a bunch of buddies all going to other Pac-12s, and I told them,
I was going to say, that the people that you just listed off is just from the last 2 years at Helix who are now in the Pac-12. So maybe it's something in the water, maybe it's the coaching staff. I don't know. There's something good about the baseball being played here. And let's talk about this year's team. You guys seem to have a balance of a little bit of everything. You can hit, you can pitch, you can play some defense, but you guys also seem to be a kind of a cast of characters. Take us inside the dugout on game day.
It's nutty in here. We have a bunch of characters, whether it's from Brandon Peterson talking about crazy stuff, and then we have Carlos Michelle, and then Aaron Polito transferred from Christian, and they're always buddies together in the dugout just talking about funny things. But I think we stay in the game and do what we have to do to come out victor.
Do what you have to do has translated into, like I said, you guys being in the top 3, top 5, however you want. This has been kind of a topsy-turvy year for the top couple teams in San Diego high school baseball, but you got your eyes set on that championship. He's going to be a large part of the cheering and coaching contingent of it, and then, like I said, he will be at Oregon next year, so this is a complete do not forget the name. Thank you so much for being on with us, and best of luck. Okay, so yes, he carried the football team to a state playoff berth this year, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to settle something really, truly, actually, like that's why I drove all the way out here. I got to know, who's the best on this team at Fortnite?
All right, we're big Fortnite guys over here at Helix Charter. I'd have to say either Jordan Thompson, the LSU commit, sophomore, or Luis Rios. Absolute studs. We send tilted over here all the time. We're getting huge battle royales over here, all right? Victories.
Now, is that hard to not put yourself in that conversation? Because I feel like everyone wants to say that they're the best. No?
You got to give credit when it's due, and these guys are studs out there on the field. Now, the sticks,
has this been wire-to-wire studding? Did they lead off the bat, or did someone sneak up to be the dark horse candidate?
If I'm picking my squad, they're going to be my 1 or 2 every time. We have a few dark horses on this team, and I have to say Carlos Akita, our first baseman, also is a good stud in the Fortnite, and Devin Baker as well. Other than that,
Now, to the uninitiated, what are 1 or 2 key aspects of their Fortnite game that puts them ahead of the rest of the riffraff?
Just their gameplay, honestly, the way that they can build. They're carrying the squad. I think some games, their back actually hurts from carrying us so much. I know I can say at least maybe 2 or 3 times that everyone else has been dead but them, and we still got a dub. So.
Now, you're in let's take us on to baseball game day. You're in the dugout. It can be a long 2-ish plus hours. what would you say you dedicate to focusing on baseball while you're out here playing versus dedicated to talking about Fortnite?
You know, when we step through that gate out there, Coach Holland preaches that's what we all got to be about. So when we're on the baseball field, it's baseball.
That's a very political answer. But I see it in your eyes that that's not necessarily entirely the truth. We'll leave that one off the record. Thank you so much. And what gamer tag can they hit you up at?
You could add me at Huncho Keat. All right, add me on there. We could squad up, and shout out to the Sticky Boys. That's what we call ourselves here at Helix Charter.
So can you officially issue a challenge to at least one other school right now for them? We'll coordinate this. We'll reach out to somebody at that other school. We'll find.
I gotta send that to Eastlake. If they want it, they can come get it.
So we'll Grant, Brian, we'll get a hold of you guys somehow through the back channels, and you can find that gamer tag. And we'll wait till this is after the season so that plot lines and blood feuds don't get crossed. But after maybe a Open Division Finals rematch, we can look forward to a Fortnite settling actually who's the best baseball team in town. Thank you so much for being on with us and explaining something about, I have no idea what we've been talking about for 2 minutes, but it seems like fun.